Hey guys, it's Dan. Welcome back to another episode of Guitar Talk. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, do all those YouTubey things. Roll that intro. Hey guys, so it was requested of me to do a review of this plugin, simple plugin, the AmpKnob Rev C by Bogren Digital. I've seen it floating around. Someone asked if I'd do a review of it, and who am I to say no? So I've downloaded the trial version, so if it pops up trial at any point in the review, that's because I haven't bought it or anything. Let's go through what I'm using. I'm using this Gibson Les Paul Slash model into my MacBook SSL 2 Plus interface, and I'm running Studio One. Let's jump into the screen now. So as you can see, I've got a session already loaded up, no plugins armed. It's over here ready, but I've not loaded it just so you can hear what the guitar sounds like. Flat and lifeless, direct into the interface. Let's put the plugin on, and what have we got? Got something, let's turn it up a little bit. Big crushing tone straight away. So let's take a look at the features. We've got an on-off switch, so switch it off. Back to your lifeless tone, switch it on. Back to brutal chugs. We've got your light so you can see that it's definitely on. We have got a gain control. Turn it down, less gain. Turn it up, more gain. Pretty simple there. And then if we go into this section, we can see we have got a tuner. So that all works, and if you want to tune silently, you can as well. Get rid of that. We've got a cab section. We can turn the cab on and off. We'll look at that a little bit more in a minute. And then we've got the settings here. Gate settings. So you've got a noise gate that you can switch on and off, and if I take my hand off, you can see, I mean, that's obviously a really gainy sound. Kicks in almost straight away, nice and silent, does a really good job there. If we switch it off, you can hear buzzing, you can hear background noise. Switch it back on, absolute silence. So gate straight away does a great job. Cool, that's it, we're done. That's it. Only joking. So let's take a little look and see what kind of sounds we can get out of it. Let's start with a lower gain chuggy sound. I say lower gain. So the idea with this, I think, is that it's a mix-ready, just gainy plugin for all your kind of rock tones that you don't have to worry about faffing around with EQ or anything. You just drop it straight into a mix and it should sound good. I don't know what the significance of this mark is. I'm assuming this is just like maybe an ideal gain tone or something like that. I mean, that's it on one. Just a really big, mean, ugly tone, and obviously we can just take it all the way up. Sounds really cool. It doesn't sound like it's even with the gain all the way up, it's quite a sort of pleasing musical gain. Obviously it is, as I said, quite brutal, but it doesn't sound bad, which is kind of what you want when you've only got one knob there to play with. Obviously if we turn the cab off, we've got this. That's what an amp sounds like without a guitar cab, just a head straight into like a PA system or something. The idea with that is so that you can use your own cab sections if you want to, IRs from other companies if you don't want to use the cab that they've supplied. If we head into the ML SoundLab folder that I've got here, and I think this is one. If we put that afterwards in the chain, then we should have something like, there's a Mesa Boogie there. So you can use other companies' IRs if you want to. Obviously, I said that's a Mesa Boogie 4x12 from ML SoundLab. Let's turn that back off and put the default cab back on. I mean, in terms of doing a review of this, all I can say is just that for rock, metal, that sounds great. There's obviously not a lot more I can really go through in terms of features. Maybe what I will say is, if you don't like the EQ that this gives, then if you're using it to record or something like that, obviously you've always got the ability to use EQs and stuff that come with DAWs and other softwares to shape the sound a bit. So if we wanted to increase the mids a bit, that might be a little bit much actually, and take some of that high end out. Then you can use EQs and everything to shape the sound a little bit more if you want, or if you want to go really scooped. Then obviously, even though you've only got the one knob and no kind of EQ in the plugin itself, you can use other plugins to sculpt the sound a little bit more if you want to. So what I'll do now is I will just load up a kind of backing track for a song, kind of a heavyish song, because this plugin I would say is aimed at the heavier market, so that you guys can hear what this sounds like when you just put some drums and bass to it. Let's go into a song now. Okay, so as you guys can see, we're in a track now, simple track, just easy drummer 3, laying down a groove, single bass line, nothing fancy going on. This is unmixed and raw, kind of the point really, because obviously Bogren Digital, they've showed you how this can sound when you've done all this studio magic and all the mixing and all that stuff, and it sounds absolutely fantastic in their demos. This is just to show you how this sounds when you drop it straight into a raw mix before you do all of the mixing. Just make sure I've got some signal there. Let's take a listen. pretty big sounding, kind of what you'd expect really. It sounds great, especially for that kind of music, and you just know if you layer that up, mix it properly, it's gonna sound great, just like it does in the demos on their website. So the other thing that I personally would want to know is, can you get this to sound good in something that isn't metal? Because you can see by the look of it and by the marketing, it's made for metal. Let's change guitar, put it in a different mix, and see if we can make it sound good in just something like some modern country rock. Okay, so as you can see, we're in kind of like a country rock kind of track. It's a little bit more mixed, this one. This is a Fender Vintera Road 150s Telecaster that's been modeled a little bit. So we've got a mini humbucker in the neck. We're not using that. Brad Paisley single coil in the bridge, so nothing crazy high output. This is how the guitar sounds by itself. Quiet, flat. Let's turn the plugin on. So you can see I've just added a little bit of reverb just to give it a bit more of a springy sound, and let's see how it sounds. So there we go, simple country rock style track, nothing overly heavy or crazy or anything like that. And in my opinion, it handled it really well. And it's just a really useful little tool just for chucking on a track and trying out. The overall tonality of it might not be my cup of tea for recording something like that with this guitar, but as I said, with different IRs that you can use with it and built-in EQs in your recording software of your choice, you can get some really cool tones out of it. So it is a really useful bit of software, all with that one gain knob. Really impressive for me. I don't know if I've covered anything that any other reviewer hasn't already covered, but I hope it's helpful for you guys that watch my channel. If you guys want to see me review anything else that I can get hold of, by all means, let me know, and I'm more than happy to do it for you. Other than that, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.